early start, like ridiculously early start again. I say ridiculously early start. I quite enjoy it. Once I'm actually out of bed, I'm fine. So initial getting up, where I'm just like, 5 more minutes. Up this morning, call with America, checking with some fitness equipment. My team there, and what they do there, which is really good. And then after that, payroll, made sure everybody was paid this morning. I always like to make sure everybody gets paid. We pay some of the staff weekly, some of the businesses, and then other staff monthly. So that was quite good there. That was done and dusted. Everybody's happy. And then now on the road to see I got a meeting at 9 o'clock with a client that wants to get off the tools. He's a trader, he's a builder, so maybe he wants some advice there, but it's more a helping out than anything else, because he's been introduced by the finance guy that I've been working with for quite a while. So the Dan from Hexa, great guy, doing a bit of business with him, introducing him and what have you. So yeah, that's quite good. And then obviously Fridays are I spend a day with a client on a Friday till about 2:30, and then try and have a bit of a chill weekend then with the kids. But obviously I end up working now and again, but you can't help it in business. Sometimes you work 7 days, well, most days you work 7 days a week. I just try not to let it hinder family time. So the difference between now and before is before I would work constantly regardless. Now, in the last probably 3 years, actually less than that, 18 months, I try not to let it hinder any family time. So, but obviously I've got that sponsored walk tomorrow in Brecon. If you still want to donate, there's time. We're up to about 300 quid now, maybe 320. I wanted to try and hit 500. I'll match the rest myself if I have to. But yeah, 9 mile Brecon Beacon Waterfalls Walk. It's going to be a frostier one if it stays like this. But that's something that actually I say to myself now, it gets me ready for the half marathon next year. But training for that starts in January. Going to get Christmas out of the way, and then training for that starts in January. I had a great meeting yesterday while I'm on it last night, which I didn't put in yesterday's episode, with a photo booth company who are going to introduce photo booths to some of the entertainment stuff we do, which is really good. So yeah, it's incredible. You literally set up a deal for them to do some stuff in the pub, and then probably introduce them to Total Family Fun, which obviously you guys know is my kids' business, so we can add it as an extra offering. So that's pretty decent there, actually, and it's some guaranteed income, to be fair. But yeah, all good. Busy week next week, already in the pipeline. Getting to a point now where if people want to meet with me, it's like a 2-week, I need a 2-week notice period. But he said to me yesterday, the back to the guy I spent with yesterday on the phone, I've known him a long time, I've known him about 20 plus years, I'll be honest. And he said to me, you're a workaholic, aren't you? And I said, yeah. And he was like, no, you are. And you've got ADHD. I said, well, I don't know where I got ADHD. I've not been diagnosed, and I don't put labels on stuff, but I can't sit still, and I can't not be doing something. So yeah, we're just about to put a girl group together, which is incredible. That's another great thing as well. So lots going on, lots and lots going on, but we wouldn't have it any other way, would we? So we love it. So what a day. Great meeting this morning with a finance guy, just looking at different options to help him. He's doing some independent living stuff, so we're looking at being able to support him if we can with some contacts, and then somebody wants to go off the tools. So a great meeting with him today, and I'm going to put a proposal together and see what he thinks about what we do, and if we can help him and elevate. So that'd be good. I'll work on that proposal now later today. And then obviously I'm at my client, the printing client. Been there all day, worked through some stuff, looked at some invoicing and some finance, what we can do there. And then looking at what the business needs now in the next phase to change. 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, and we're really starting to push out now. So yeah, really going really well. But I wanted to come on and talk about, when do we, as business owners and leaders, realise that you've done everything you can with an employee? Because I've got a client who has an employee, and they've worked with this employee in the past as well, so they know them well. And I've got a client that is thinking more with their heart and their head. So my thing is, I'm trying to get across to them is, at some point you've got to take the emotion out, and that's where I come in. That's why I come in quite well. You take the emotion out, and I'm like, well, this is the fact. But when do we get to a point where, and I'm asking you guys out there now, because this is quite key for you guys, when do you get to a point where you take the emotion out of things, and it has to just be about business? Now, for me as a leader, it's, if performance starts to dip, then we do all the things we need to do, performance reviews, meetings, support, whatever you need. But if it's a will issue, and it's a constant will issue, and change is like pushback every time that you talk about it, for me, eventually, you've got to go, well, business is business, and you're not right for business, and we're going to make a change. But some leaders really struggle with an attachment thing, because when someone's been with you a while, or you've known them a long time, it is hard. Look, I'm very supportive. I will give everybody a chance. I always promote from within. I want everybody to do really well, but there's a big but there. I only want the people in my team that want to be there, and if they don't want to be there, look, I wish them all the best. It's never a bad thing if they want to leave. If they leave on bad terms, obviously, but like stealing or something, it's different. But if they, I wish them all best. I'll give them a reference, whatever. But if you don't want to win with me, and you don't want to be in the trenches with me, and you just want to be with me for a ride, that's not good for me. I'm not a taxi driver. And I've let my sister go. I've let both sisters go. I've let my dad go from a business, because when you take the emotion out of it, it becomes very simple that, look, as a business leader, I've got to do what's right for the business. Because you might have that one person or two people or whatever it is that are giving you quite some issues that you're allowing slip. But then if you've got a small team, it's even worse. But if you've got a bigger team as well, it affects all the other cogs and morale, and they're seeing this person like just not do anything or not change or argue back, and they're like, well, if they're getting away with it, why the fucking hell am I doing what I'm doing? Do you know what I mean? And that for me is the tough thing, is what if, innit? What if? What if you start losing the good people then, because the poor people are just, are getting away with murder? So what do you guys think? When do you take the emotion out of it? At what stage? And what do you do when you do that? Talk to me. Yeah, so it's been a good day. I got loads to do admin wise though, because I spend a lot of time right now at the moment with clients. Now, don't get me wrong, I will push some of it to my assistant, and she does quite a bit, and I do use ChatGPT a lot. But I like certain things I like to do myself. I like to catch up, and I like to have clear. And then tomorrow we're on the walk. Tomorrow, baby, we're there. We're walking. We are going to the Brecon Waterfalls Walk. Still time to donate if you can. But the Brecon Waterfalls Walk tomorrow, we're meeting 8:30, starting at 9, should finish about 2-3 o'clock. I cannot wait. It's going to be an epic walk, and we're going to really push on and smash it out the park. So yeah, great week. What a week, man. I don't normally record much stuff on the weekend, but I am going to this week because of the walk. But what a week. What an absolute week. It's been, it's long. I think I'm running on about 15 hours, maybe 16 hours sleep since Monday. But we've smashed so much far out, and we've gone so much further, and everything is moving. So yeah, incredible. Incredible time, incredible way to go forward. Here we go.